What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our Kentucky Derby horse capsules. Today, we're going to take a look at Owen Almighty. That's right, Owen Almighty back in the field now after originally being taken out of the field. So let's kind of go over what's going on with Owen Almighty. First of all, 4 starts this year, 1 first, 1 second. He did cross the wire first in a different one, but got DQ'd down at Tampa. 7 starts overall, 3 firsts, 2 seconds. And then, like I said, the one that he does not have a, quote unquote, hit the board in, or well, 2, I guess, but the one that he didn't was a DQ. So, all right, Owen Almighty, this is an interesting one. Trainer Brian Lynch has said for 2 months now, with Pat Day Mile, we think the Pat Day Mile is a really good spot for him. We think he'll be tough in the Pat Day Mile. How many times can I say Pat Day Mile? That's where we're going. Ownership group, I don't think wants to run in it, obviously, as we just keep pushing on towards the Kentucky Derby, but I kind of get it. It would be hard if you own a horse and they qualify for the Kentucky Derby, and it's kind of, your goal to run in it, and you haven't really had a chance to do that. You're going to want to do it, and I understand that. So, but let's get to it, though. Let's kind of look at what this horse has done before we get into a little bit more of that. Maiden special weight win on debut at Churchill Downs. He was really good. He was also really good in the Ellis Park Juvenile, and then he was second in the Iroquois Stakes. So 3 really good races as a 2-year-old. I thought all 3 of them. He showed up and ran very well. Even the Iroquois, he ran a good race, ran a really good second. The Pasco, he crossed the wire first, but he did get disqualified. So that's the one I was mentioning there at Tampa. So that's how he started off his season with a win that got DQ'd to 5th. Probably deserving that day, but he was also the best horse without a doubt that day as well. So it was one of those things. It was just kind of bad luck. The Sam F. Davis, I thought he ran really well. He got beat by John Hancock, but I thought he ran well. Hancock kind of re-rallied on the rail and was able to beat him. And then he went to the Tampa Bay Derby and he blew them out. He absolutely just dominated that race. And so all things were good. And even after the Tampa Bay Derby, they're like, yeah, maybe we'll go to the Derby now, but we'll see. We want to get one more race into him. And that led us to the Bluegrass Stakes, which honestly, hand up, I kind of thought, what? There's not a lot of real good horses in this race. Maybe he will be able to get the job done here at 1 1/8. And if you watch that race, guys, he turns for home and he's ready to fire like he always does. The one thing about him, he shows up and he fires his race. And he looks like he's going to do it again. And you could just tell the distance got to him. He just could not accelerate. He was tired. I think the ownership group wants to try to take the approach of, well, he didn't get the lead, and that's why he had trouble. I don't really buy it. I've watched racing for a long time, and it just feels like to me he was right there. He's ready to go. You almost, we're like, okay, he's going to run on, and then he just went backwards because he was tired. So, I think this horse is talented. I do, and I think races that with distances that make sense for him, I think he's going to win a lot of them, and he has won a lot of them. He's won 3 times, and really he crossed the wire 4 times. The other losses at distances that made sense for him were close losses where he finished second. The Bluegrass to me was just a sign, don't do it. We tried 1 1/8, and I've been on record saying a lot. It's of a lot of people. This isn't anything I invented, but hey, a horse that's like a miler, if you stretch them out to 1.16 they can usually do that well and be effective. It's when you stretch out to 1 1/8 where you really see it, and that's what I'm afraid of. Look, again, I understand they want to run, but that was not a great sign in the Bluegrass. So, the positives are this is a nice horse. This horse has got speed, and that's good. The negative, obviously, is that race at 1 1/8, not great. And the trainer, Brian Lynch, who I listen to because I think he's a good trainer, he's been saying for a while he doesn't think this horse wants to go long. Now, why can't this horse go long? Well, pedigree doesn't help much. He's by Speightstown. That screams miler out of a Bayern mare. I think that's more of a miler type of pedigree. That's just how it is. So, look, final verdict here. I don't blame them for wanting to do it. The owners have qualified a horse for the Kentucky Derby. How do you say no? I get it. I totally understand it. Is this a horse I'm really interested in for the Kentucky Derby? No, but I will say this. His presence in the race, if they send him and if they do kind of what the owners are saying, hey, just send him to the lead. He needs the lead. That is going to add speed to this thing. So he could play a factor if they send this horse to the front. There's also a world where maybe the trainer just tells the jockey, take care of him. I don't think he can get the distance. Maybe they don't press him and send him just as hard. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But either way, not going to be on my tickets, but I do think he can speed up this race if he does what we know he can do on paper. All right, guys, that'll do it for this horse capsule. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the channel for more Kentucky Derby breaking news.